Okay, here we are. We are in the grand finals of the Alpha Navigators Cup Season 2. All season long, these two have been competing it out, each of them winning various weeklies. And now they're here in the final to determine who is the greatest in this season. And this is going to be MSRM in the blue Infernal and his opponent, Snoxtar, in the red Infernal. Again, they're going to be playing this one out on Furious. This is going to be game one, but we do notice that MSRM has that one game, and that's because MSRM came out of that winners bracket final as the victor. That means that he gets a lead in this series. Snoxstar battling his way through the losers bracket to combat here. Now, I'm just checking out the production here. We have Conclave and the first gaunts out, and then we have a vault on the low ground. We'll see if a brute immediately joins them. And it's the same thing here. Conclave and vault on the low ground. Both of them, because of the cross spawn, are basically mirroring each other. It looks like Snoxstar just maybe a little bit ahead. Actually, I lie about that. His Hexen was there earlier, but the gaunts are almost exactly the same timing for both of them. And we see MSRM using that creeping style, actually using a slightly different version in Theory. Theory puts three slimes on his Hexen and the rest on, and one slime each on his gaunts, but this was two slimes on each gaunt. And oh no! Oh! Ouch! That might have just been a misplay, because we see one gaunt going down there to the slimes. Hate to see that. I mean, I see that often in my games, but it's not as common when you're watching MSRM versus Snoxstar. And so far, that does mean that Snoxstar is going to have a little bit of an advantage here. He didn't lose that gaunt, but he's also got 4 gaunts and a brute here moving out to the middle. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so it's only the gaunt advantage. Thought maybe he was producing a little bit more out of his production, but no. And we do see MSRM micro back that brute, whereas Snoxstar let it split. Well, actually, we do see it get split by MSRM too, so despite the micro, it ends up taking damage and going down. And both of them, yeah, pretty much mirroring each other in terms of their creeping. They hit the vision cap, they're now going for the speeds. And both of them taking those camps. And as maybe could be predicted from this map, this is a macro map, and we got hatch, or sorry, ooh, we don't have hatches in this game, we have shrines in this game. We got a shrine here, we got a shrine here, and I'm not even sure why I called it a hatch. I don't even cast StarCraft or whatever that other game is. Something in my brain fired the wrong way there. Luminite taken down. Both sides. Again, looks like Snoxstar just a wee bit ahead on that. And Snoxstar now also sending fiends across the map. This fiend, what you doing? Oh, see, this is what you get when you play the game a lot. You know, hey, I can capture this from the other side. But 2 fiends here trying to be annoying and not allow that to happen. And these are scout fiends, it looks like. Getting in there, seeing, hey, is there a third? No third up yet. This third seems like a good third to take, but it's so far away too. It's a little bit hard to defend. At least by ground. And we see the speed camp being taken by these fiends. And there they get their lightning arms, I guess, because they run on their arms. They're rushing back to their army. And it's kind of interesting how mirrored these two are. They're both taking their Therium now. We see one Fiend here trying to get this, but also Fiend and Fiend. Like, they're being annoying. They're trying to steal each other's towers while getting every little bit of advantage they can out of the game. And yeah, so this army is going to take that back, but we see one Fiend here trying to... Ooh, interesting. That was maybe a miss micro. Pulled back too early. The Scout Fiend just putting some DPS down on the shrine. Remember, every piece of damage you get on that shrine is going to stay for the whole game. Finally, he did micro that Fiend over there to retake the speed camp, and now it looks like he's going to, msrm's going to move his army forward, take this Therium camp. Here are some Fiends. I don't think they, I mean, they should have noticed that the army was there, so that was probably an intentional run by. And what do we have? 6 Fiends. Remember what I was talking about, the DPS of these Fiends. Here we go. We're going to see it in action again. Quite quick. Now remember, this is a building. This building is under construction, so it's actually healing, but the DPS is out damaging that healing, and unfortunately not able to take it down. But this shrine is likely going to be at about half life when it is finally completed. Again, you face this choice: do I cancel it and rebuild it, and have to wait all that time that it will show up at full health, or do I just let it finish? And we'll see here. Oh, just about half-life. And that's actually going to be GG from msrm. Is that a mistake? That's going to be a mistake. I've heard some people actually have disabled that one emote because of accidental mid-game GGs that feel like bad manners. So I think that was just like you accidentally get these emotes, and it would be really weird if you accidentally get a GG emote and your opponent thinks you're GGing. That's kind of, you know, rude. And he tricked me, but it doesn't look like he tricked Snoxtar, because Snoxtar's still on the aggression, and Snoxtar has this V5 rocket launcher shooting the pencil crayons out. Boom! I think it does a little bit of friendly damage, but I think it does more damage to enemies than it does to friendly fire. That's just my instinct. I might be wrong on that. And here it is. Ooh, I think it's really helping out, but it does look like msrm actually got an advantage here. So interestingly, msrm getting the advantage there, taking out the rocket launcher. Look at all that blood splatter from that battle. Ooh. But yeah, it's Snoxtar in full retreat. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what was the cause of that failure. It was probably positioning. I thought the V5 rocket launcher might have been enough to give Snoxtar the advantage, but it was not the case. Now Snoxtar down 20 in supply, and that could be, you know, ooh, bug, pardon me. That could be the tail of the game. Hopefully not. Hopefully he can find his way back in this. And he started re-creeping again. Now remember, he has had that creep advantage a little bit over msrm this game, which has meant that his eco has just been a little bit ahead in terms of that creep income. And now we see that this fourth base is going down for him, whereas instead of a fourth base, msrm has made a Therium base here and is mining a lot. That's 16 different workers on Therium here, plus 6 in the main. That's 22 workers on Therium, whereas Snoxtar is going to have 6 here, 0 here. There's no Therium here. There's no Therium here. He only has 6 workers on Therium. Wow. And on top of that, the Therium camps are currently in msrm's control. This is a really interesting choice to go heavy Luminite from Snoxtar. Now msrm, look at that bank. His 22 imps on Therium have got him almost 2,000 Therium. I wonder what his plan with that is. Now these Fiends have chosen to focus down a farm. Again, that's part of what the goal of the farm is to get you to focus your DPS and your energy on the farm instead of, say, the shrine or your imps. Now msrm going for a drop. Now this is the first time I've watched msrm in today, but in a lot of the recent games that I have cast of his, drops have appeared in almost every single game. Now we're seeing this base also. Look at that shroud stone and farm placement. I really like that. Also with a vault there so you can quickly pump out some brutes if you need to. But this, oh, that is terrible. Did you see how many fiends popped out of there? There's a lot of fiends that popped out of that. And that's because I think every unit inside the Harbinger, when it's taken out, if it is infested, will produce a fiend. So this base is up with some nice defense. And I do think msrm's eco is a little better again. But his bank of Ethereum, unless he's going to spend that on something, unless he's got some plan, I don't know what you plan to spend that much Ethereum on that you wouldn't just build it now. There's the dragon. Oh, wow. He's got his dragon out and still has 2,000 Ethereum. Maybe he's just planning to go mass dragon. He's just going to wait 45 minutes, get 9 dragons out, and see how that works for him. I think that would be a good army composition, too, if you ask me. And both these armies kind of out of position in terms of on the wrong side of the map, or maybe going for the expos of their opponent while being out of position to defend their own. Oh, and it's a dragon from Snoxtar too, so both of them really early with their dragons. That's what you get from a macro game like this. We have 2 Hellborn popping out of that vault. That's what I was talking about in terms of having that vault in a nice position. And now those expensive Hellborn unfortunately going to go down to the dragon. But this army is in a bad position now as the army of msrm comes up from behind. Half of Snoxtar's units are fighting buildings and the other half are fighting this army. And there are also reinforcements in the back that have got into an awkward battle. Now what are you doing? Snoxtar used all his fiends to take out this base. Going for this other base over here. msrm's dragon is weirdly on the high ground there. But it looks like Snoxtar is maybe willing to lose this army because he is kind of split it up to try and do damage to the eco instead. So like he's focusing down this shrine. He's got his fiends in the main taking this down. Meanwhile, this army of msrm is still fighting some of his reinforcements. And it looks like it's been largely cleaned up actually. This is looking very advantageous for Snoxtar. He's won the battle over these expos, destroying the expos, and is also winning the battle over the army. He's doing a great job. So msrm was such a huge bank. This is not good for him. He must be low on production structures. With that much luminite in the bank, he should be able to pump out so much stuff. He even has the animus for a Hellspawn Resurgence, so we'll see. We do see huge Molten Touches coming down, as well as a really nice Nightfall Infestation. Ooh, with some mags into the infested units, that's a way you can turn the tides here. Now we've got a huge concave out of Snoxtar, but no shroud under these gaunts for the most part, so they are not adding the infest damage. Now they're onto the shroud, but they have to pull back from that one Magmadon, who's now just fighting fiends, and now the fiends are in the overwhelming numbers, and that's going to be GG from msrm in game number 1. But here we are into game number 2, technically, of this best of 5 matchup, although we are tied with msrm's lead, and this is going to be Snoxtar here spawning in the blue Infernal, and his buddy and opponent is going to be msrm in the red Infernal. And one thing that is very important to msrm is that his name is spelt with lowercase letters. If you spell his name with uppercase letters, he will say, "That's not me. I don't know who that imposter is." And also another thing about msrm is he does like this shrine first play. I've seen it a lot in a lot of his games. And I commented on the build order before. I think this was also a 9 shrine. So I'll often go a 12 or 13 shrine, build some imps first, but this is a 9 shrine. So pro players probably know something that I don't know. We also have a conclave going down. An interesting 8 imps here, but the rally set to the Therium. So all new imps will be put on Therium. And a vault as well. Okay, so not too strange there, but we already have conclave vault up for Snoxtar. He went production first. And he's already out creeping. And Mike was back his Gaunt, not losing it. We saw a Gaunt get lost last game. And the person who lost the Gaunt creeping also lost the game. So it may have been all about that. Ooh, this Gaunt really wants to die. Keep stepping forward and trying to take shots. What are you at, Mr. Gaunt? You're at 3 hit points before... That's very lucky. Very lucky. And now we do have the Creeping Force from MSRM out just a little bit later because of that Shrine first play. Already we have Shrine producing Imps. So Imp production, IO, we're up to 10 here on the Luminite. And now we set our rally down there. We're up to 13 on Luminite. And of course there's only 10 with 2 here. So there's more Imps out for MSRM as a result of that Shrine play. And now we're going to get... it looks like that Shrine coming out in Snoxtar, but he might have to clean up some of these units first just to get that income to put it down. He actually pumped some more Imps, it looks like. So still delaying that Shrine, still delaying the Shrine. However, a little bit quicker on the creeping, so he's out on the center of the map. Going to start attacking these units. Now is he going to put down his Shrine? Yeah, okay. So now his Shrine goes down while he's creeping at the center. And again, just a little head start because MSRM went eco first. So the creep income is going to Snoxtar. That's one way that going army first or production first is not necessarily going to set you back as much as going Shrine first. Now, lightning legs on MSRM's units. Snoxtar is going to push into this and actually get some pretty good engage there. It looks like he wants to keep pushing this on. He's got 6 Fiends. He splits his Brutes to try and get on top of the Hex, and a couple of Brutes come to turn and try and save her, but she does not. She goes down. There are more units being pumped out on MSRM's main. And that's just fearing that that army was going to push all the way up. But after splitting those Brutes, losing the Fiends, he's only got Gaunts. And only Gaunts against Gaunt Brute is not the way you want to go unless you hugely outnumber them. So instead what? Going to get some more Shadow Demons. It looks like both of them going to get the Shadow Demons. I don't think these Vision Towers are super important for, you know, keeping vision on the map. Certainly not as much as the center tower. But remember, Shadow Demons, they do still give you that income. And they're kind of that mid-range creep income. Interesting that he left that tower uncaptured. And look, here's a tower. We've got arrows pointing at it. Leaving the tower uncaptured may be to try and trick Snoxtar into not thinking that that has been taken. But it may have just been by accident. Although even if it was to try and trick Snoxtar, if Snoxtar takes a look, he'll see that the countdown has started on this, and he'll know that it has been taken. At least that the creeps have been killed. Okay, MSRM's army now here on the high ground. He's got 4 Brutes and a nice little ball of Gaunts. And yeah, Snoxtar can't fight that, so he's moving back. And is this going to be a third base going down? Yeah, third base going down for Snoxtar. MSRM's already almost finished. And remember, opening with that little bit more eco play. So maybe taking advantage of that now and getting his third base out a little bit quicker too. Also capturing this Luminite tower. And we see Snoxtar trying to not get into these engages. I think he thinks that he's not going to be able to win that fight. And I think it's probably the number of Brutes. The Brutes are going to start being tanky. They're going to tank all the damage from the Gaunts for the first couple volleys. And if MSRM's Gaunts are getting hits on Snoxtar's Gaunts, then he's going to be losing Gaunts. And remember, with Infest, and they turn into Fiends, and yeah. So we do have Plague Axes up for both. You can tell by their slow motion that they're not quite onto the Reaper's Rush. good kind of splits to try and get Snoxtar's units into more of a concave, and then a huge Nightfall infestation on all those units. And we start seeing the brutes going down, the single mag here doing his job. Is he going to get a chomp? Oh, come on, chomp, buddy. Chomp, no! Oh, he goes down. And the Fiends have to, or the Gaunts have to retreat there. It was an advantageous engage for Snoxtar, but because he just had fewer brutes and only had that one mag, it went in msrm's favor, and now msrm's pushed on top of these Gaunts, ignoring the brutes for the most part and trying to get kills on the Gaunts, because every kill on a Gaunt's going to produce a Fiend. And now backing away. Not sure why he's backing away, to be honest. I think he could have kept pushing there, but maybe just trying to regroup with his other units. Maybe saw that Shroudstone back there. Didn't want to get lured into fighting against it. And instead coming back, taking the Luminite Tower. So yeah, trying to get a little bit ahead by getting that extra Luminite income. Remember, he's been on third base faster. He's, it says 6 there, but it's really 12. What about up here? 10. But here, 12. Okay, 5 on Therium, 5 on Therium, 4 on Therium. So MSRM again with a little bit of a Therium bank, although Snoxtar is the one with the Therium bank this time. This is up to 800. So we don't see an Elder Shrine yet. There's a Hellforge going down for Snoxtar. And let's go check on the production here. Oh, so a lot going down here. Looks like farms plus some extra production. Is that a Hellforge as well? Another Hellforge up here. We have a Twilight Spire here. And is that a Shadow Cleft? Okay, so we may see some Spriggans on the map, or it might just be for upgrades. With the Dragon, for instance. We did see Dragon upgrades in the earlier game, so we can expect that might be what we're going for. There's a single Scout Gaunt out there trying to capture a tower, and he gets taken out. Now these Fiends come in. They see the army over here, or at least part of the army. That can't be the whole army, is it? Maybe it is. We are at a low supply count. I forgot that we did trade out a lot of army supply there a few minutes ago. It's just MSRM's army is looking a lot bigger, and then now all of a sudden I look at the supply and I see, oh yeah, he's 50 ahead. He was only like 30 ahead a couple seconds ago, and now he's boosted up another 20. And this is looking like it could be a game-ending army. Here comes the Dragon as well. That probably helped with that supply boost. And I don't know if we see an army, a Dragon rather, out for Snoxtar. Snoxtar's picking up some mags and putting them in his Harbinger. But we have this army coming in. A lot of Gaunts here, a few frontlining brutes. They're trying not to get on top of that, the Shroudstone. They have to all pull back from the drop of the mags on top of them. But then they turn to fight again, dropping the effigy, and it's an immediate GG from Snoxtar, knowing he's not going to win this battle, especially with the Dragon above. Okay, here we are in game number 3 of this best of 5 grand finals of the season 2 of Alpha Navigators Cup. And we've got MSRM here hoping to win it all in this game in the Blue Infernal. And his opponent, hoping to at least survive one more game and force the final game, is going to be Snoxtar in the Red Infernal. Now Snoxtar's open Vault on the high ground, whereas we've got Conclave Vault for MSRM. So already a difference. And look, okay, I didn't even think this. I usually wait for my Gaunts, but hey, you can do this with your Hexen right away. Smart players. And we see that Snoxtar gets in here, sees the information, knows it's 2 production buildings, knows that might mean a little bit earlier pressure, but nonetheless, still gonna go for Expo. So let's see how it's brute before Expo. Sometimes, depending on what you see, if you see maybe your opponent's got an Expo or your opponent's also only gone 1 production, you might go for the Shrine before you build your brute. And we see this imp is ready to go, but we're going to need maybe a couple kills on slimes before the imp can plop her down. That's one kill, and we're almost ready. Let's see. Yeah, we see the shrine going down now. We also saw a shrine going down up here for msrm. Pretty much same timing, same idea. Although it looks like there may have been a brute split here. It's not clear if a brute came out yet. I wish I could tell me how many charges it had so I could go look. Can't wait till we get some nice quality of life for the Observer UI so I can check on things like units lost and resources lost and such. But for the moment, we're just in the old-fashioned way of observing, where we just gotta pay attention to the game and see if we can follow what's going on. And we've got the speed camps. So this speed camp was taken earlier, but well, it looks like msrm actually only killed a few of those mobs at the beginning and then came back and cleaned up the rest right now. And Snoxtar's already up onto the vision camp. Again, using that brute to do the tanking, and then he's got so many fiends here. The fiends just have this high DPS. One fiend managing to get away. Yeah, staying alive. And then we get a teleport home. Interesting. I think the reason for that is all of these units in the army now are fiends. And these fiends are here to do damage. So let's see what they're going to do. They're going to kill an imp. Nice micro. Send some of them to kill that farm. So that's actually like more than killing an imp. Yeah, a little indecisive there. Probably could have killed some gaunts there, but got damage on the shrine instead. So that's more than killing an imp because he killed the farm as well. So the imp changed into a farm, spent an extra 50 resources, and then died. That's like killing 2 imps. Now, normally turning into the farm, the whole idea there is you'll get a little bit of more HP and you're going to stay alive longer. Or stay alive, period. And these fiends get chased away. They don't want to die. Which is good preservation of these fiends. I think if I were controlling them, I probably would have lost them already. I would have just set them on the shrine and watched them die. But msrm wants to get lots of as much value out of them as possible. So here he is again, using them to take these towers. Searching, is there a third? Oh, just a little late on that. Or early, I should say. And now with the lightning legs trying to get on here, there's all wedged in there, getting on top, killing one of the gaunts there. Another gaunt goes down, and only 2 of the fiends, it looks, maybe 3 fiends went down there. Remember if there's 6 or 7. And some good harassment from the fiends, actually. They're going to rush back and heal up. And the gaunts just chilling here. These are snoxtar, or sorry, msrm's units. Got them mixed up because they switch colors. What are you doing, Snoxtar? I don't see any units out on the map. Oh, here they are. Okay, he's got a mag, a brute, and 2 gaunts over here. And his fiends trying to be annoying again, but there are some defensive units back there as well. I feel like if msrm were to push in right now, he might be able to do something. There is the mag. The mag needs to be respected. Now these fiends are all splitting up to just try and capture all the camps. One of them gets taken out as he runs by. This one was just looking for a 4th, I guess. And now is going to move to the health camp. And these units are making the long trek across the map, it looks like, to go and take out another Luminite tower. While it's Snoxtar who's claiming all of the camps that were cleared by msrm. He has, is that Reaper's Rush? Yeah, Reaper's Rush on the way. Hasn't added too much to his army count, and that's more of a commitment to the tech. Now, we don't have an Elder Shrine just up yet. So we'll see, when does Snoxtar transition out of this sort of more eco-tech phase and go heavy into army production. Because for the moment, msrm has a lot of army on the map. I wonder why their supplies are very similar, but again, is he hiding his army somewhere? Okay, he has slowly been building army. Maybe it's just been spread out enough that it's been hard to see its true size. Because he does have the supply advantage. I wonder how much of that is in imps. Another thing that observer UI would really help us. I could look at the worker count and just see. I mean, we could do it manually. We got 10 here, 10 and 6 here. So that's 26, 36, 42 imps up here. And we've got 16, 7, 8, plus 12, that is 26. So it's not 2, it's only about 6 imps extra for Snoxtar with my rough count. Actually, now msrm is pulling ahead, and their supply is very close, right? So when I say he's pulling ahead, well, he's only a few behind, and now he's a few ahead. And they're almost neck and neck right now. They're just slowly leapfrogging over each other. And interestingly, here on Broken Crown, which I usually think of being a more aggressive map, we're getting another kind of macro play coming out of these two. And 4th base is going down for both of them. More production being added here for Snoxtar. We have extra production here for msrm in his 3rd base. And now Snoxtar, okay, so some Fiends trying to take some towers, and Snoxtar's going to rush up here. He's got the lightning legs, but there just looks like there's a little bit more from msrm. At least just a little bit better positioning. So msrm's going to take down that tower. And is he going to continue to be aggressive? Ooh, there's a couple Gaunts caught out of position here. Ooh, they got their speedy little legs and they rush right away. They Reapers rush away. And now these armies are rotating over to the other vision camp. I think now Snoxtar's thinking maybe I can catch him in this engagement, but this is actually looking like a much better engage for msrm. He's just got more stuff, and he would have had a much better conclave from the high ground there. Unfortunately for Snoxtar, I'm not sure how he's going to be able to catch up. And again, the army size looks bigger. Maybe it's just there's more Gaunts. And again, Snoxtar's army is maybe just spread out more, so I feel like it's smaller. Because the supplies don't really tell that tale. msrm with a huge bank, Snoxtar with a huge bank. Both of them may be waiting for that dragon. Do we have Elder Shrine just about to pop here for Snoxtar? So he's definitely going to wait for that dragon. It just finished, and do we see the dragon pop out? See a bunch of imps pop out. But there's an engage here at the front. I think both of them had the opportunity there to build their dragon. I'm not sure who did. We will see whose dragons show up on the map here. So many more Gaunts showing up for msrm. This is just a giant Gaunt force. And yeah, with little victories like this, taking a couple units out for free like that, that's not going to help Snoxtar. But msrm is a little timid, unwilling to push into some D, even though... Okay, so this is now a Wraithstone, almost finished, I should say. Wouldn't really want to push into that. But yeah, come over here, take the speedy legs, run up here, go kill... Oh, there's another Wraithstone up here. Okay, here we go. There's the dragon out for our Snoxtar. And I thought for sure we had one from msrm too, but no, we don't see one yet. And msrm is in full retreat. So much infest on his Gaunts. Another huge blast from the dragon. All these Fiends now, these Fiends are just coming from the retreat. And more are appearing, and we see msrm has to turn and fight here. No Shroud under him. The dragon above is just devastating, just pushing it back. But now we see a dragon out of msrm has also arrived on the scene. A lot of msrm's units are on Shroud, where it looks like a lot of the Gaunts of Snoxtar's are not. But now we have Shroud Fall, the whole map covered in Shroud. Oh, maybe not actually. Maybe that was just the boost from a summoned Shroud Stone from MSRM. But that does create so much more Shroud, but it looks like it's turning into MSRM's favor. He's got so many more Fiends on the map right now. The Hellborn in the back are going to get surrounded and taken down. Dragon on Dragon violence. And it looks like that's a GG. Well played, and congrats out of Snoxtar as MSRM wins the Alpha Navigators Cup Season 2. Super congrats to him, and what a good game.